Our next set of presenters are from Texas State University, Christine Norton, Anthony Deringer, Rob Dussler, and Allie Thomas. And I will remind this team and all of our subsequent presenters that a simple finger motion can advance your slides. So, experiential education for all, Spring Lake Outdoor Education Project. Take it away.
Great, thank you. We're excited to be here. We're a new member of the Campus Nature RX network, and we're in the current cohort. So we're learning and developing, and we've already got some valuable things to take away from the network, and we're excited to develop this program. But this is a program that started out of a need in our community years ago, and we had a city master plan that was done. That one of the things that one of the needs that the city had was was after school care for kids, particularly in the middle school age group. And so we started with that, and we initially were programming at middle schools. We were doing, and I should say, our program is a Dr. Thomas and I work with this program, and we'll do introductions in a second. But our program is a recreation and sport management program. So we're broader than just an outdoor rec program or that sort of thing. And so we started out with like kind of traditional recreation programming, but as the program grew, we really wanted to get kids outdoors. We wanted to get kids out in nature, and so we brought in our other collaborator here, Dr. Dussler, and that's really where Spring Lake Outdoor Education Project started. And so let's go ahead and do introductions. Dr. Norton is presenting at the Association for Experiential Education, and her time slot ended up directly conflicting with this time slot, so she's not able to join us. But I'm Anthony Deringer. I'm not sure why my name's misspelled on there. I probably did that myself, but there's an E in there, and so it's Derenger. But I'm an associate professor in the Recreation and Sport Management program within Health and Performance. So, Allie, do you want to go next? You're on my screen next.
Sure. I'm Allie Thomas. I am actually a recreational therapist, so it's a little different. And I'm also work with Anthony in the Health and Performance Department.
Hi, and I'm Rob Dussler, and I'm the Chief Education Officer of Spring Lake Education at the Meadows Center for Water and the Environment, which is a environmental research center at Texas State University.
And then not represented in this group, we also have Campus Recreation that we partner with closely, and then Dr. Norton is in the social work program. And so we have a pretty broad network on campus. And actually, I feel like we all found each other through common interest more so than through this program, and then kind of came up with the work we're collaborating on, out of our common interest. And so I'm swiping over there. so we're really lucky here, and I'll let Dr. Dussler tell us a little more about this, but we're really lucky to have the San Marcos River flows right through campus. In fact, it's right there, but it flows right through the middle of our campus, and it comes out of the ground here on campus, and that's where the Meadows Center is located. And so I'll let Dr. Dussler tell us a little bit about the Meadows Center.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, the Meadows Center is one of Texas State University's 6 research centers, and we sit at the culturally and naturally significant site of San Marcos Springs. So the photo you can see your screen is actually the spring water forming Spring Lake, and then that at top is a historic glass bottom boat. So the lake is home to 8 federally endangered and listed species, and we offer do all types of research. The part that I oversee is the education program, and we see over 100,000 visitors come through annually for environmental education programs. Most belovedly, our K through 12 regional children. A lot of them come from low SCS backgrounds, and we do a lot of grant writing to make nature access equitable. And 30,000 of those school children that come and see us originate from Title I schools. So kind of our chief conservation strategy is to, we feel like if children don't have a formative nature connection, some sort of felt meaningful experience, the likelihood that they're going to go on and advocate and defend for the environment is low. And so we're trying to establish durable formative nature connection early in life.
And so, yeah, I think seeing at some of these other presentations, we're doing many similar things. But one thing I want to point out that I think maybe as a resource for other people in the network is that, as Rob said, we have been successful in getting some funding. And our largest funding for the Spring Lake Outdoor Education Program has come from Texas Parks and Wildlife, and we have about $150,000 of funding over the last 8 years or so. And we're proud of that, but also it's allowed us to do some really cool things. We're able to buy kayaks to get out on the lake. We're able to make the program completely free to any middle school student in San Marcos ISD that wants to come to it. We're able to pay grad assistants to help us facilitate those programs, every week for 8 weeks in the semester. And so, we've been able to provide some things for our community that we wouldn't have been able to provide without the funding that it requires. And so let's go ahead and go to the next slide, I think. Just another picture of the beautiful Meadow Center. That in the background there, you can see our stadium kind of in the background. So it kind of gives you a sense of how close this is to campus. It's really walking distance. It's on campus, but it's walking distance from the main part of campus. So we go to the next one. So yeah, I think we've covered most of this information, but I do want to hand it over to Dr. Thomas for a second to talk about some of the stuff that she's doing specifically in this program.
So we also focus on what most of us are starting to see is that nature is not always conducive for individuals with disabilities. And so the nature that people talk about, the lack of accessibility, or even being outside when they're taking medications or other mental health, all of these different things, lack of knowledge. So we're trying to minimize some of those barriers to bring different individuals out in nature that might not have ever wanted to, tried to, understood what that looked like. So I work with the Disciplinary Alternative Education Program, which is students that have made a different choice during their school time for middle school and high school, and have been asked to be removed from their main campus and go to a campus, or go to juvenile detention and then go back to their campus. So what better thing to do than to bring them out into nature to use coping skills, stress reduction, and other. And so through this grant, my counterparts, Dr. Deringer and Dr. Dussler, I have been able to provide services. And we do end at the Meadow Center often, but something I think that's really important is that just bringing someone into nature that doesn't understand what that looks like, or what that smells like, or what those sounds are, or what those bugs are, they might not understand it. And so we actually do things on their campus, then we do things out like inside, right? And then we do things right outside of their campus, do team building, and then show them what that looks like, show them pictures, show them images, and then take them to the Meadow Center to where they feel they know what to expect. They don't know what a kayak is, but here's some images of that, and then they can choose if they want to get on or not. So we've been able to do a lot of really cool things with the expertise of my outdoor friends, but then also with my expertise as a recreational therapist. And so I think part of this that Dr. Deringer was talking about is the importance of collaboration. So you might not have the expertise, but you have someone that you can collaborate with that can bring that to the table. And I think that's really important. And then we also have, one last thing is we have adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities on our campus now that we call Bobcat Rise. And so they actually are students on our campus, and we have partnered with them and our students to do more unified programming and do some outdoor experiences. And so I think just that unity coming together, we're more alike than different, I think is really important, and showing those spaces and what that looks like, and outdoor can really bridge some gaps. So
Thanks, Allie. And so in the next couple of slides, we just want to give you kind of an overview of that program. And so this slide is a picture of our students looking down through the glass bottom boat. It's hard to see the glass down there, but they're looking down into Spring Lake, which, it can be as deep as 20 feet or even deeper in spots, and they can see all kinds of fish and turtles. And
these are actually the students from the Disciplinary Alternative Education Program at Meadow Center. Yeah.
And we the grant money that we have has allowed us to bus students. So we're actually able to, after school, when they get out of school, and we bus them to the Meadow Center. We do our programming with them, and they're bused home. So parents don't need to take off work or be available to pick them up. And then really that busing money, maybe more than anything else we've done with the grant money, has opened the program up to more students. And so that's been really critical for us. So if you can go to the next page. We also are doing Texas Outdoor Families campouts, and essentially what this is it's a free camping workshop that we offer to people in the community, and we can take up to 15 or 20 families, and our students lead it, and it's an introduction to camping. As you probably know, if you want to take a family of 4 out camping and you don't have any equipment, I mean, we're talking of thousands of dollars of equipment that you need to do that. And so we provide all the equipment through Texas Parks and Wildlife Grant for those families. They talk about how to build a fire and how to set up a tent and all the things you need to do camping. And it allows families to kind of preview camping without making those huge investments, and then decide if that's something they want for their family. So if you want to go to the next one. Again, I'm just kind of moving through these different programs. So Allie or Rob, y'all jump in if you'd like. But we're also doing this is part of the Spring Lake Outdoor Education program. We're doing nature clubs at the schools. These are 3-week programs. They're aligned with the TEACs, which are our educational outcomes at the school district. Our partners at San Marcos CISD have been really great. I mean, they're willing to work with us and let us come into the schools and do this, and they've been supportive. And so we really appreciate them, even though they're not a part of this presentation. You can go to the next one. And Allie covered this one a second ago, but Bobcat Rise, it's been this is a newer program for us. Allie, how 2 years now? Maybe?
3 years. So
3
they're
years,
we're in our 3rd year. They're trying to get to 50 students, and they actually graduate with a certificate. So this is adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
So we can go to the next one there. And then we also are doing, this is kind of part of our outdoor rec program, but we've lumped it into this this overarching kind of program that we're doing, and we're doing backpacking trips with our students. We get to do one long one in the middle of the summer where we go for a week. This is a picture from our program last year near Durango, Colorado. But we do backpacking trips throughout the year in more local locations closer to campus. And the intent is to, again, Texas State has a high percentage of first-time college students, first-generation college students, and we just have a lot of people in Central Texas. It's hot, and so we have a lot of people that don't camp and have never been backpacking, right? Because we don't have a ton of public land. It's pretty hot most of the time, and so we get the opportunity to take a lot of our students out backpacking for their first time, which is really fun. And then Allie talked about this one as well already. The Phoenix School. Anything else to add there, Allie?
No, I don't think so. I just think I know we're running out of time and we're almost done, but one thing I think that's important, hopefully that you're understanding from this, is the importance of collaborations, not only with community partners, but with knowledgeable individuals. And so, I'm a recreational therapist, so I do this by trade, but whereas, Anthony and Rob, I don't know as much about the backpacking or camping, but our collaborations have allowed a lot more individuals to get outside and do things differently. So really think about what that looks like. You might not be the expert in something, but you don't have to be, right? You can get a team together.
Folks, we are going to have to wrap up.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I think if we want to go ahead and move to the last slide there, I think I would just point out that one more there. Yeah. These are our learning methods, and I think these will be common to many of you. But like Allie said, I think that the takeaway or the thing we were trying to get across here is one, that there is grant money out there it's possible to fund these programs, and the wider the network, which is what CampusRx has helped us with, but the broader our network, the more resources we have, like Allie was talking about. So thanks for your time.
Well, thank you, Anthony, Allie, and Rob. I was just thinking as you were wrapping up your presentation that there is so much negativity in our country and our culture today, and hearing about programs like this one in which you are serving not only the students on your campus, but so much wider a circle of individuals really is inspiring. So thank you all.